What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Quant today, QNT, at the request of Sean Cordero. We're doing this for you, Sean. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. So here we are. Here we are at about $76.2 right now. Looking at this on a 1 hour basis. Let's start at a daily basis, okay? So maybe even a weekly. Let's do that, yeah. Get an overall look at this thing because it's been some time. Yes, Quant on Coinbase. Let's do something with more historical data. There we go. That's a little bit better. We're going to ignore the scam wick. I don't like the scam wick, but it's there, okay? From an all-time high, the all-time high back in 2021 to the low of that cycle, we have hit the golden ratio, pulled back to the 382, and we didn't continue after that, which is not normally encouraging. Afterwards, you went all the way down to the 069, back up to the golden ratio, and here you are at the 236. You're range bound is what you are. The fibs likely aren't going to help us here, okay? Because I do assume that Quant goes lower. If you look at the weekly RSI, you can see very clearly that we have broken out of this uptrend in the weekly RSI with these lower highs, or higher lows, I mean, sorry. We still do have higher lows technically, but you broke out of the trend nonetheless, which could implicate lower price action to come. You are at the 40 area. If you can close this week in the next 2 days and 3 hours, if you can close it green, that would set you up for a nice bounce. So maybe that's a goal there. You're not even down that much this week. So if you can close this week green in the next 2 days and 3 hours, I think that that's good, but I don't think you will. If we look at the daily time frame, and by the way, I think Quant will see new all-time highs. Just in case anybody thinks that I'm coming out here talking smack about Quant, I think the whole market's about to shit the bed, okay? So it's not just your coin. It's all coins, right? It's all coins. And Quant probably holds up better than most of them, okay? Let's get that straight. But also, it probably, whenever it's time to pump, it will probably see new all-time highs. I very much do believe that, okay? Is it time to pump now? This weekly candle doesn't look bad, but we still got 2 days and 3 hours left, guys. Let's hold our horses, wait for confirmation. If we are to go lower, I would expect we do see anything from the 786, which is at about $65, to about the 886, which is at about $50, $57, $58, something like that. A 14% drop to a 24% drop, something on the lines of that. If we look at the daily time frame here, what we've done is we have broken below the golden ratio, yes, and now we're not even getting above it. We're not even touching it for resistance. We are actually just consolidating, looking like we do in a press lower. The daily RSI sucks, man. This thing sucks a lot. Anytime that you're living below the 50 like this, like most of your life is below the 50, you're gasping for air above the 50, barely, and you're not getting oversold, to be completely fair, but I think that you will. I think once you get into that oversold zone, this will begin that final onslaught to the downside, and you will likely see a bigger move than anything that you've seen so far in a shorter amount of time. I don't mean like bigger like that. I just mean, if this was a move, the move that you're going to see here will be bigger than that. Oh, and if it is, how much would that be actually? It doesn't have to be bigger, but let's just see. I mean, that would take you from here. That would take you right to your 886. $57, $58 could be where you go. $76 now. I could see it happening. It makes sense from a fib perspective here. Let's see if we can make sense out of it here as well. Low to high. $56. Hey, golden ratio. That's pretty close. And prior areas of support. I really do like that. I like the idea of going probably just below $60, if not holding right there above $56, somewhere in between that. I like that. You have also broken down through your golden ratio. You back tested the golden ratio, found resistance. Back tested the 886, found resistance. The next thing to do is likely go down to this area. I'm very confident Quant here at $76 will be going below $61. Okay. Very, very confident in that. If we're looking at the weekly time frame, we don't have the low, so it's not really appropriate to draw extensions based off of this high, but I think we can draw extensions off of this cycle's high to low. Now, I know I said in the beginning this fib doesn't really matter as much, but it's not going to help us in the short-term stuff. In the long-term stuff, it will. Like determining new all-time highs, it definitely will, right? Here's what I mean. So if you're going to go to $60 or lower, and you expect Quant to see new all-time highs like I do, that should be very encouraging, because at $60 or lower, even from the current price, your minimum target, your smallest target to possibly achieve would be at about a 10.5x. Something in that area right there at about $800 of a target. If you went to the next level, you could go right to the 1414 and even a little bit above that. That would put you at about $1,200 there, right? And that's a very possible target as well. Hold on. Let's get this fixed. Oh. Oftentimes with the 1414, you do go a little bit through it, so maybe you see 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, something like that. If you are to perform what I would expect the average altcoin to do by the end of the cycle, I would at least think that you do like a 20 to 25x And right in between there is the golden ratio. So the target area here, the minimum target suggests that you're only going to see like an 11x or something like that from the current price, or from $60 or lower, right? And that's the minimum target based on the fibs. But my minimum target, C-Zar's minimum target would be about $1,800 right there at the 1618. So that's my minimum target. I would expect Quant to at least do this by the end of the cycle. Yes, price is just below 2K. If you don't stop there, it's very possible you could go as high as 3,300, 4,300, and potentially even see something that's over a 100x from here. Quant has been around for a while. Okay, it's been around for 2 cycles now, 2018. I think it's even been around longer than that. Maybe it's only been around since 2018. I forget. Maybe it was just like a thought project, and then it then they like created the crypto in 2018. I forget, but I know it's been around for a while. So being in its second cycle, it can certainly see some relatively high market caps, especially because it's remained relevant. Let's look at Quant here, QNT. QNT at $919 million market cap right now. With that much volume, that's not that much volume, but that's okay. You're kind of in boring times, so that's fine. 919 million to see a 100x would basically put you at a $92 billion market cap. 92 billion. I'm sorry I keep yawning so much. $92 billion market cap is something that's attainable for a crypto that's been around for 2 cycles. It definitely is. Something that's maintained its spot in the top 100, yeah, you could absolutely see at some point a $100 billion market cap or more. So whenever I say that 100x is possible, I'm not just saying that, I genuinely mean that. You could see something even a little bit more than that. 8,100 with the 2272, it's very common to go a little bit through it, and right above that is 10K. You could go well over $100 billion in market cap valuation, which would bring you up to a total of like 135x. So again, I'm not bearish on Quant. I don't hate Quant. I think it has a lot of potential. Whether it realizes that potential or not, it remains to be seen. Do not get me mistaken, my friends. I'm not saying that I bet Quant will go to 10K. I just bet that it's possible. I would accept it as a possibility. What I would bet on is it at least goes to 1,700. I would bet on that. Yeah. I would even say I would bet on it going to 33 to 4,300, but that's not guaranteed either, right? But something at a high basis is what I would expect. This is a nice phase of accumulation. Again, to take out the scam wick. I think it's a nice phase of accumulation, long phase of accumulation. When it comes time to breaking out, I expect you'll see nothing less than something spectacular, miraculous, something that's bigger and better than what you've seen in years from, maybe even in your whole existence. This month was great here. You moved up 300%. You could literally see a month that moves up more than that. The biggest month you've ever seen could be coming your way, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. If you were to fizzle out into nothing, if you were to be just bearish forever, I suppose you would then look for targets on a monthly closing basis that are below $48, $49. If you get below $49 on a monthly closing basis, yeah, maybe it's time to rethink this thing. Maybe it is going to zero. But until then, I don't think that you're in any trouble at all. And you can get to $49. You could go all the way to $30. But if you're not closing below there, I'm not worried about you. And you probably don't go to 30, actually. You probably don't even get below, I would say, like 55, right? 56 to 60. That's kind of the range that we're looking for. You're at 76 now. Okay. I hope it's clear as to what I'm expecting. Whenever it comes to April, May, whenever it comes to the end of the month of March going into April, May, I expect Quant will have a phenomenal bounce. It will rally with the rest of the markets. And I'm assuming that you'll see something in the 786 to 886 area, right? So you're at $76 now with the prospect of going to $60 or lower. $56 at the lowest is kind of what I'm expecting, but anything could happen. You don't know. I don't know. After that, we're likely going to see a move that takes it all the way up, rips up to 260 to 326, somewhere in that area. From a low, let's just say right there at $59. I bet it goes to 59 or lower, but 60 technically is the minimal target that I'm looking for. I think it is 61 technically, to be fair, but that's a 339% growth overall. That's a 440% growth overall, which from the current price, let alone from the lower prices, would still translate into a 3.5x essentially to a 4.3x, something like that. So that's not bad. It's definitely not bad in a short amount of time, especially not for this thing. I don't believe that you are going to move up from here, but if you do, if you close this week green, again, that could really set you up for some bullish prospects next week. I think that'd be a very bullish candle to finish on if you could close here or higher. If you want to invalidate me, if you want to prove me wrong, let's actually use a different fib here. I don't know why I'm so sleepy, man. I don't like even feel tired, and I'm just sleeping. I'm yawning. I got good sleep last night, but I've been yawning a lot. I wasn't yawning at all until I started making this video. To invalidate me, Normally I would say I'm gonna stick with it. I think you have to get above 128. If you can get above 128 and 50 cents on a daily closing basis, then I'm wrong. Until then, I'm not wrong. Until then, you could still go lower. But in all fairness, and the reason why I was hesitant was I think if you get above this 382, there might be some time, some cause for celebration because you'll be breaking out of this downtrend too. So perhaps you can start getting excited once you're above like $108, $107, something like that. But again, on a daily closing basis, not on just like a price action wicking basis. It has to close there on a daily basis, okay? I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said everything I need to say. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys. Weekly RSI looks ready to go to the downside. Unless it closes green here, then you could be bouncing off the 40. The daily RSI sucks. Looks like it wants to go down. The 4-hour RSI also sucks. Looks like it wants to go down. You've broken above the 50. You had all these opportunities to continue, and you just didn't do it, right? So I think that you will probably roll this over. 1 hour time frame. I would expect, though, after you find your low, you're going to see a nice rapid recovery, right? Just like this low. And even here, it doesn't seem that rapid. You move sideways for like 8 hours, but that's pretty rapid recovery. I think this thing is not afraid of seeing some rapid recovery. Once it does come time to finding your support, I would expect that it's a matter of like genuinely this right here. Since December 7th, right? We're on a daily time frame now. Maybe it happens by the end of this week on Sunday. Maybe it happens on Monday, the 17th. Maybe it happens sometime after that. But let's just say it happens by Monday. That's 100 bars, okay? 100 bars just for you to move down this low. I'm going to guess that it takes you less than a quarter of that time, less than a month to move all the way back up to this high and then above it, right? Like by May, you're going to be at prices that are basically double this price is what my thoughts are. So it's not going to take, the bulls are in control is all I'm trying to say. If you're wondering if the bears are in control or the bulls are in control, who has the ease of movement? It's clearly not the bears, okay? They're fighting for every little bit down. The bulls are moving up easily. I would expect once you find your low, you have a swift recovery that literally eats this whole price range up that took you roughly 100 days to do. You'll probably do that in less than a month's time. So if that's any inclination as to what my thoughts are on Quant and if it's in a bear market or a bull market, I don't think you can be in a bear market if the bears are not in control. They might have been having their fun for 100 days. They didn't do much with it, though. The bulls can do a lot more damage in a lot more time, and you only see that in a bull market, my friends. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.